we're going to create an online store using Microsoft Expression Web 4. First, let's look at the different areas of Microsoft Expression Web 4. One of them is file. So if you want to create a new site, new page, or you want to open an already existing website, you can use file. Or if you want to do saving, so the basic things are from file. And then you have view, you can view your page. You can have different views of your main page. Here, all of your design goes. You can either use a split, so you will see your design and also your code, or you can only be on the code page. So it depends on you. I normally keep it on a split so I can see what is happening here, and also I can write the code from here. The another good thing about Microsoft Expression Web 4 is that you don't always need to just write the code. You can drag and drop as well. So for example, if I want to put an input radio button here, I can just do that. And then it's going to write the code for me up here. And also when we're looking at the bottom left corner here, you have tag properties. That means the information about this tag are going to be available here. And also you can change the information as well. So here I can change the name into a radio button. And then now the name of it's going to be updated here as radio button. So you can both either write the code, or if you're not comfortable with writing the code, you can just drag and drop like this and change the values from here. So then as you saw that I grabbed the input from here, this is our toolbox. And instead of writing the code, you can just drag and drop any elements or tags that you want from here. Now I'm going to delete this. And now let's start with creating a new site. So this is a shortcut, those buttons that you're going to use more frequently. The shortcuts are going to be here. And then now I want to create a new site. So I click on this. You can either have template. Your template, as you can see, there is already something written in it. So if you would prefer to have a template, you can start with a template. And but for me here, we have small business as well. But for me, I want to start with general. I want to start with an empty one. So I'm going to choose an empty site, and I'm going to name it Easy Store. Also, you can choose your location as well. So mine is going to be in a folder called My Site, and the name of my site is going to be Easy Store. Click OK. Now my site is created. I don't need this anymore. No. Whenever you're opening a browser, the page that is going to be shown have to be an HTML. So in order to be able to, so all of your information, all of your main information are going to be in a page that is an HTML page. And you have to name it index.html when you want it to be your main page. So I'm going to name it index.html. So that is my main page. When you click on index.html, and when you are in a split view, so if you're in design, you don't see anything, but when you're in a split view, you will see some information here. This is HTML. The thing that you want to do for now, it's going to be inside of the body. Or you can just drag and drop here. When you want to write, you have multiple options. You either have an option to have a H1 tag. Whatever you write in H1 tag, let's just write here, we're going to write store. We're going to write easy store. If I save this is going to be the size and the font of H1. You can use other ones. You have up to H5. So if I do H2, it's going to be slightly smaller. And then if I go to H5, it's going to be very small. For now, I want my header, I want my H1 tag to be big like this. When you're looking here, the easy store is at the left side of my page. I don't want it to be there. I want it to be in the middle. So whenever you want to change, for example, font, color, the position of the text and things like that, it goes under another file called CSS. You can even write the styling inside of your HTML page, but it's just going to be so busy and difficult to read. So the good idea is to create another file and call it a CSS file. I'm going to right click my site and create a new Now I'm going to create a CSS. So I have all of my styles there. I'm going to name it style.css. So now I have my index and I have my style. Now I have to somehow tell my index where it should look for the style of its page. I have to somehow connect my index and style together. Those information goes inside of the head. So information in the head is not going to show on the screen, but basically, like for example, connections or everything related to your HTML as a file is going to be in the head. And then whatever is going to be displayed on the screen, it's going to be inside of your body. Now I'm going to do two things in the head. Make this a little bit larger so we can see better. The first thing I write is the title of my website. And as soon as you start writing, it will give you the option. So I choose title and then you close the tag. In between these tags, you can just write the title of your page. This is what's going to show whenever you're opening the web page. This is what's going to show on the tab of the browser. So again, I want the title to be Easy Store as well. I want to somehow connect the style sheet to my index. So my index knows where it's supposed to go get its style from. For that, I have to create a tag called link. And then I have to define what is it that I'm linking. And that is going to be rel. I am going to indicate that this is a style sheet. And also it will ask me for where is this file is located. I have to pass it through href. And my style paper or my style sheet, style.css, is in the same folder as my index.html. So I don't need to I don't need to send a path. I can just write the name. And that is style.css. And then I can close my link. So now if I save, these two are connected. Let's make sure that it is actually working. So I go in style, and the first thing that I want to change, see, I have a tag called body here, and I want to change the style of the body. So I go here, I write body. What I want to do is I want to change the background color of the body. So I'm going to change the background color to, for example, navy blue. Now, if I go back to my index.html, this is going to be navy blue. And then I want all of my text to be white. For changing the color of the text, I am going to say, I'm going to use color. And then I'm going to choose white. So now if I save and if I go back here, I see that my easy store is in white color right now. Another thing that I want to do, I want to push this H1 to the middle. Let me show you another way of doing that. So right now, I am on Easy Store, okay? And I'm going to look at the CSS property here. There's a background color here, it shows white. And then I have a section here, so this is chosen, right? I have a section here called Text Align. I can choose what I want to happen here. I can choose center. So when I choose center, my H1 tag is now in the center. So as you saw, there were two ways to change the style. You can either create the style.css page and then change the style from there, or you can just choose your tag from here and change the properties of it from here. I want to change this H1 tag to welcome to Easy Store because I already have the title. The title have the name of my store. Right now I want to change the H1 to welcome to Easy Store. Then the next thing that I want to do, I want to create a navigation bar. For that, I am going to create a div here. And div just means that division, that section of your code. So I'm creating a section. Inside of this section that I created, I want to have multiple links. I'm going to change back this navy to like, I'm going to choose silver. And then I'm going to change the color back to black. I want the first page to be the page that I am in right now, and that is going to be the home page. Whenever you want to create a link, you have to use a tag. Then I'm going to name this a tag home. Then I save it. in the design page, I see that I have a div. I have this section that I can write in. And you can even change the color of this section. We probably would do that after. So, and then whatever link that I want to make, I'm going to create them here. So I want another link, and this one, I want it to go to the products page. And I want the next one to go to contacts. I can put all of these A tags part of a list. So for that, I am going to create an unordered list. That means that it doesn't have numbers beside it, it's just a list. So for that, you use UL. And then I am going to put all of my A tag inside of my unordered list. And then these ones cannot directly be in an unordered list. That's why you're getting this red line under A tag. Inside of unordered list, you gotta have to have list tags. So each one of this, that means that this is one of the elements in the list. And then this has to be around your A tag. Now, if I save this, let's look how it looks now. These ones are not clickable right now. I want to make them, even though they are an A tag, so that means that they are linked, they are not clickable. For them to be clickable, I need to tell it where it's supposed to go. I want to create two more HTML page, and I want one of them to be the products page. And make sure you have the HTML extension for it. And then the next one, I want it to be the contact page. So new HTML contact.html. So now I want to change few things in each one of these HTML page. One of the things that first of all, I want to add all of them to my style sheet. So that means I have to use this link in the head of each one of them. So I'm going to copy paste this in products. Make sure it is inside of the head. Now you see, when I add this style, all of them are going to be gray now. When I'm in index, it's going to show all of these. So then my next step is each one of these A tags are supposed to go are supposed to take me to one of these pages. Write href, and then I'm going to say where I want it to go. And the place that I want it to go is to products. Oh, sorry, this one is just going to be index.html. This is just index.html. And then for the next href, I wanted to go to products.html. For the last one, my href is going to be to contact.html. Now, all of these colors, instead of that black color, now we have the blue color here. That means they are clickable. Let's change the title from here to products. And the contact, I'm going to change the title to contact. Now let's see how it actually looks like. When I want to check how it looks like, I go to index.html, right click on it, and then open with. Here, I want to open it with Google Chrome. This is how my web page looks so far. The title is Easy Store. Now, if I go to products, and I made a mistake here. I have to rename this to HTML. This was HTML. So now it should be working fine. I'm going back here. Now, if I click on products, I'll go to the product page. The title here is products. And then if I go back, I go to contact, and now I'm going to be in the contact page. Now I want to change the styling of my navigation bar. What I can do is I can give this div that is holding all of my navigation bar an ID. and the ID is going to be nav. Okay, now I can access this in my style sheet. I go to style and I say find nav. Want the background color, I want to change the background color of it, and this time I want to make it black. Then I want to go to the div, but also I want to go into unordered list. So that means I am going inside of the div that has the ID of nav, and now I'm going to be on this level. When I am at the UL level, I'm going to take those dots beside, I want to get rid of these dots here. So the way that I do it, I will go to this div that the ID is nav, and then I'm going to find the unordered list under this div, and I'm going to remove those dots. Say none. Now those dots are gone. Another thing that I want to do is that I want them to be horizontal. I want them to be on the same line. For that, I have to go one level deeper. So this was my div. This black area is my div. And then under UL, I have to go into LI. So that means each individual one of these to be able to put them on the same line. So now I have to say, go to the div that the name of it is nav. Go to the div that has the ID of nav. Go to LI. Here, I want the display to be in line. So when you're making it in line, all of them are going to be on the same line. So now if I give a padding here, and I'm going to give 10 pixel, then when I go back to index, there is a padding. As you can see, there is a padding at the top and the bottom. And then now that they are in line, they are very close to each other. I want them to have a little bit of margin so they won't be this close to each other. So I go back to the style. I go to my each element of my list, and I'm going to say I want a margin for each one of them. And I am going to give it 15 pixel, 0, 15 pixel. Now let's look at it in our browser. This is how each one of them look like. I want this navigation bar to be everywhere because, like, for example, when I go to product, it will disappear. So I can just, one of the things that I can do is just to copy paste this to all of the HTML file that I have. Make sure that you're taking the whole div. And then I'm going to product, make sure you put it inside of the body. And for contact, I'm doing the same thing. I go and look. I have home here, product, contact. Now let's go to the products.html, and I want to add some products here. You can download the picture or anything that you want from internet. If you want to be organized, you can just create a folder here and then put your pictures inside of that folder. Inside of my folder, I am going to create a new folder because I want to put all of my images there. So I am going to name this images. Now you can download any picture that you want from the internet or any picture that you have taken, and then you're going to add them to this folder. Now I can just drag and drop the pictures that I got from the website, and then I can just put them inside of the image, drag them in the image. I'm just going to use these two. In product, again, I can create another div here. And this div, if I want to style it, I want to give it an ID as well. So this one is going to be product. The ID is product. And then inside of this div, again, I want to make another unordered list. And inside of my unordered list, I want to create two list elements. Inside of my list, I want to have a H5 tag. And in that H5 tag, I want to say what the name of, what the price of this product is. What the name and the price of this product is. Toy 1. And I am going to say this is $5. And then I want to have the image in the LI, in the list element as well. I can just grab the picture from here and I can just drop it here. So this is my first toy. I want to add the second toy here as well. And that is going to be my second toy. Be toy 2, and this is going to be $10, for example. Then if I save this, this is going to show up like this. And again, I want them to be in line. One of the two things that I want to do here is I want these dots to be gone, and also I want both of them to be in line. So for that, I can go to the style again, and this time the name of our div, the name of this div is product. So when I go to style, I will do pound or a hashtag product. I'm going to give it a padding of 10 pixel. You can choose anything. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to remove those dots before it. So this is going to be the line that does that. And the name of it is product. So I save this. If I go back in products, there's no dots here. And also I want it to be in line. So for that one, I have to use this line of code. And I'm going to change this to product. But since those are picture, it's better to use inline lock. So now this is too small to show, but if I go in the web page, I'll see that both of them are on the same line. But so I can go to home and then I can come to product, and these are going to be my products. But these two pictures are not the same size. I want to make them to be the same size. I'm going in my styling again. I'm gonna say go to the div, go to the div that the ID is product, and then look at all of the images. I want all of the images to be the same size. I'm gonna see the width of the image for all of them are gonna be 150 pixel. And then the height of it is going to be 150 pixel as well. So let's save this and look at it again. So now both of them are going to be the same size. So I can add more products to this list, and all of them are going to be shown like this on the page. And then finally, for the contact page, under the navigation, I can just have a form here, and then inside of my form, I can have an input text. So this one, the name of it is going to be email. So you'll write your email address. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get the text area. This one is going to be bigger. And I want my text area to be under my input. So for that, I can write a break here. Now when I save it, that's going under. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, so like 10. And then I want to create a label beside my input so they know that it's email. So now I have email and I have this text area. And then I can create a button at the bottom. So I'm just gonna use the submit. Then if I save this, I want another BR here. So that is going to be my contact. This is my main page, and these are my products.